And welcome to another edition of K's Full Throttle, your go-to podcast for the latest banger reports, news, fixtures and more, as we take you through the next hour or so to bring you up to date in the world of banger racing. So, joining myself and Matt Josie tonight are not 3 but 4 panellists tonight. First of all, we welcome and say good evening to Jordan Hollands.
Good evening, Matt. Good evening, everyone else.
We say good evening to James Keane.
Good evening, Matt. Good evening, other panellists, and good evening to everyone listening tonight.
And we say all the way from Ireland, good evening to Ed Fahey.
Good evening, Matt. Good evening, Cage Nation.
And finally, we welcome for his first full podcast, Rob Woolhouse. Good evening, Rob.
Evening, all. You all right?
I'm sure we all are. And not forgetting tonight, as always, the message board is open if anybody actually does want to take part tonight. So any comments or questions, feel free to pop them in the comment sections either on Spreaker or the Facebook live feed. Not forgetting tonight, we have not got the Moldo quiz, but instead we've got for you a one-off, well, could have more in the future depending how well tonight goes, a question of bangers. So a bit of a Mickey take on a question of sport. So we've got all that to come later on. But tonight we kick things off with the usual meeting reports, and we've got 4 tonight, so a bumper amount of them tonight. And we're going to kick things off with the annual Mildinal Unlimited National Banger Supreme Championship back on Saturday the 23rd of March. And I'm going to pass you over to Jordan Hollands, who's got a report from this one.
Yes, thank you, Matt. And I'm just going to go over it very quickly, because obviously we've got the report on the website and such. But it was good to see the Unlimited Banger Supreme Championship back with a healthy booking list of near on 100 cars in attendance. Obviously, 617 Jack Overy retained the championship with an excellent drive from, I think, the second row of the grid, taking the lead on about lap 2. But he nearly became stuck in a pile-up on the last bend. But thankfully for him, he fought his way out of it to retain the title. The 2 last chance qualifiers raised about 30 cars in each of them, and they were both quite lively affairs, actually. There was plenty of hard and fast racing, as you'd expect from last chance qualifiers. And the race of the night was probably the first all-comers race where near on 60 cars started the race and none finished. It was actually decided by last car running and by most laps completed. And it was 37 Ricky Lewis who took the win in his Volvo estate. But that race was absolutely awesome. There was a massive track blockage on turn 2. Cars were going on opposite. It was absolutely amazing. And considering in the build-up to the meeting, people were moaning about there not being a DD on the timetable, we basically had a DD during the meeting, and it was really good to see because, to be honest, I wasn't expecting that much action to come from the night as a whole, let alone in one race. All Comers 2 was obviously a little bit more quiet, but it still had some great moments. Andrew Jones, who took the brunt of the hits from 247 Bro in the main race earlier in the night, he was well involved. He took on 326 Shane Lynn of Team Motor Blitz on turn 4. And there was loads of other action as well. About 5 cars came out for the DD, or should I say carried on track after the all-comers for the DD. And it was really good. That you had a few solid hits, and it was 6-2-3 Tricky Ricky Hutton who come through to win the DD. So overall, it was actually a really good night of racing. Like I said, it was good to see the Supreme Championship back as quite a big meeting. A big list of cars. Some quite unusual cars. We had a few limos out there as well. And plenty of hard action. And I have to say as well, the saloon stock cars and British F2s, I know the F2s especially aren't everyone's cup of tea, but I thought both of them formulas were absolutely exceptional all night as well. So, yeah, it was a brilliant night at Mildinal, and hopefully it's kick-started what will be another great season for them in 2019.
Yeah, definitely sounded like a good meeting up at Mildinal Stadium. And we swiftly move on to the next report. And it's the first ever report from Rob Woolhouse as he reports from Bellevue for the King of the North for the 2 Litre National Bangers.
Evening all again. So obviously, King of the North, potentially the last ever to be held at Bellevue with the ongoing pressure and the discussion with the developers and whatnot. So, it made it a reasonable excuse to pop along. The only issue on the day, realistically, was the fact there was 19 cars, which turned up when I think on the day there was still over 30 or so booked in. Obviously, the majority being Mondeos, there was 17 of those, one Focus, and then one Ford Sierra Estate from 186 Mad Alex Daniels. Didn't quite materialise how many were hoping with the Sierra, but we'll come on to that. So Heat 1, as I say, all 19 cars were in there. I think it was on the very first lap, actually, that Matt Randall, 69, got spun by Tom Morris, Mazda 269, and ended up kind of stuck on the infield tyres with his driver's side wheels on the tyres and the passenger side facing kind of like a 45-degree angle into the ground. So that got red flag there, so we could sort that out. From the restart, Mazda was on it again straight away, turning it round on the back straight. And he did Tom Waller 209 head on. 129 John O'Brook then went on to take the win. I believe that the Heat 1 was the King of the North title race, which John O won. So well done to him. Heat 2, lively again down on turns 1 and 2. Loads on Oppo. So again, Waller was heavily involved here. First getting done over the passenger front wheel, and then doing Tom Jordan a couple of times head on, number 9. And then Waller took at least probably half a dozen shots from the Barton boys, actually. So 195 Reece March going in, 211 Jamie Paul, and 169 James Rushton as well. So quite a few shots going in there, and absolutely demolishing Waller's Mondeo. There's also, on the same bend as well, a bit of a war kicking off between Team V, so 311 Josh Brearley and 366 Nathan Wren. They kind of had a little war going on with the McKee brothers, so Callum in 210 and Tom in 217, racing in the gold cars. This is only Tom's second ever adult national meeting. His first one was a week or so earlier down at Kings Lynn. And obviously both of those gold cars were returned from Kings Lynn as well. So a good little battle going on there. In the final, again, Mozza was racing in the opposite direction to everyone, as they love to do so much. First of all, doing 129 John O'Brook. And then again between the Golden Boys, as we'll call them, and the Team V, it kicked off again. So Tom McKee doing 366 Nathan Wren head on, and then Rennie returned the favour the following lap, sharing head-ons as well. And again, 129 John O'Brook took the win there. One thing to note in addition was that the fact that 169 James Rushton from that meeting has already scored now enough points this year via Star Tracks to seed himself into the main race at the World Final. And I think, if I remember rightly, that it might be his first time in the main race, but don't quote me on that. But that's all from what was potentially the last ever King of the North, but we'll see.
Cool, thank you for that, Rob. Moving on to the third meeting report, or discussion quickly. James, you was at Arlington Micros on the 30th of March. How was that one?
Yeah, it was a good solid meeting all round. 50 bangers turned up. Which meant a heat split. The heat split meant that Heat 1 was very quiet. It was eventually taken by number 27, Dale Hughes. And we did also see a couple of fence wood spins and someone being put into the wall, but there wasn't really much happening. But the second heat, which had about 30 cars in, because only 20 made it out to about Heat 1, really picked up in terms of the action. Within a couple of laps, 787 Softlad rolled on his exit on the home straight and burst into flames at pretty much exactly the same time. Number 13, Craig Mitchell, took a very heavy hit on the pit bend. The red flags came out for both, pretty much, and as number 13 was being attended to by the medical staff, Softlad's car became a massive fireball. The driver was out very quickly, and the fire was put out. Number 13, Craig Mitchell, after being attended to, got out the car in his own steam. Did have to have the roof cut off, but he was laughing and joking with the medical staff and the other drivers around him by the time he got out. As the race went on, number 208, PJ Collins, took the win. Heat 3 was the first all-in race, the meeting. two rollovers happened during that race. We had we had two rollovers in that race, and a couple of restarts. Number 84, Peach, also put in a hard T-bone, which got him a call up the box, and number 57, Stu Cummins, took the win at the end. The final saw 440 Chip take several large hits down on the pit bend, and basically come back for more each time. As that race went on, we also saw 84 Peach leading the race by quite some distance, but he was reeled in by number 400 Lee Kingsnorth as the race went on. On the very last lap, Peach tried to push him out towards the pit gate on turn 3 to try and protect his lead, but Lee just squeezed through around the outside to take the checkered flag. The DD saw about 25 to 30 cars come out. Everyone was pretty much going for it. There was chaos down on the pit bend, as there usually is at Arlington. Chip wasn't allowed to race after his car took an absolute blitzing in the final. He did want to race, but there was nothing left of his floor, so it really wouldn't have been safe. And he ended up in a dead heat with 114 Liam Lake and number 323 Morel, basically following each other around the track. It wasn't a case of standard going roundy in a DD. They really were playing a proper cat and mouse game, trying to get a few good hits in. Other drivers who looked really good during that DD, 162 Bradders as well. He was really going for it. But Lakey was really looking for that final hit. He managed to get that final hit, but in doing so, killed his car, and we ended up with a dead heat. We also saw during that meeting a good turnout from the stock rods and the rookies, including number 5 Eric Walker, the stock rod gold top, taking a pretty dramatic rollover. So I think everyone that went home from Arlington will be quite happy with their meeting. So nice solid meeting at Arlington to carry on the 2019 season.
Cool, thank you for that, James. And we're straight back to the Northern Monkey, Rob Woolhouse, who was at Kings Lynn last Saturday for the Sunny and Almira meeting.
Yeah, so my 4th visit already this calendar year down to Kings Lynn, which I think I've probably only been to about 4 meetings in the last 10 to 15 years down at Lynn, so something's changed, and it's not my passion, it's probably the missus, to be fair, but anyway. So all Sunnies and Mark 1 Almiras, I think there was about 60 that was still booked in on the day, and so a decent number. So Heat 1, early on, 206, Mike Marlett, big shot from behind from night 6. Liam Brinton, Brat, on the roadside bend, Sunny on Sunny. On the home straight, 818 was plodding down and took a shot from Wild Boys, 149 Wayne Bailey. With 277 Sean Rowell of the Jokers, then nailing Bailey pretty soon after that. 678 then delivered a rear wheel shot to the 277 motor, and then almost instantly Reece Tingle then blitzed the 678 motor, and then again straight after that 96 Brat blitzed the 277, absolutely writing off the back end, and the Reds were out there. I think everyone was okay though from that. From the restart, down on the far side, down on the roadside bend, 959 Aaron Keegan went in on 317, with Chatty Man, 321 Kieran Fry parking in the back of Keegan. 611 Joe Jeeves of the Mad Hatters then joined the party in the back of Chatty Man, and within a split second, 219 of the Preds was in there caging Jeeves as well, delivering a good wrecking train down at the far end. 478 Craig Royal Weasel took the win with his first ever visit down at Kings Lynn. I spoke to him after that. He said the track was absolutely rapid and probably the fastest track he's ever raced on. So I reckon he'll probably be making a few more trips down from in the northeast up in Sunderland way. Heat 2, Taylor Soter was absolutely dishing out the hits all over the place again. He was the man of the meeting for me, was Soter. We also had the Preds, so 178 from the Predators sat on the outside, on turn 4, looking for the opposite. He did Ash Brewster through the passenger doors, 217, and then Phil Markham, a friend of Brewster, 127, then firing in through the doors as well. So, very lively Heat 2. On turn 3 of Heat 2, literally at the same time as the head-on, Callum Ashworth took 2 monster shots, seal it in, scattered out on social media. I'm not sure who dished out the first one, but the second one was from Soter. And he got a pretty good run up, foot length on the back straight. Into the final, on the roadside bend, 678, Steve Lillywhite was sat on off bow. while 182 rather, Reece Tingle took up the invitation and nailed him. Then Chatty Man joined in straight away, doing Reece Tingle through the passenger side. Again, the Preds driver, 178 Bowman, was on Oppo on turn 4, this time stopping 231, which I believe is Alex Smith. And then also 96 Brat was sat on the roadside as well, stopping 673. And just a quick write-up there, man of the meeting for me, Taylor Sota, Bowman and Brat there. It was a really good meeting, actually. I believe it may have been the first one of its kind with the Sunnies and Mark 1 Armiras. Obviously well populated. Kings Lynn is doing well for itself this year so far, and they're talking of doing it again next year and maybe later in the year and opening it up to other cars as well. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you.
Cool, thank you. And that wraps up the reports for this week's podcast. And we're going to move on now to the news. And we've got 3 items for you to bring this week. The first one, I'm going to pass you over to Jordan, who's got some news regarding a special event held at the now closed Arena Essex Raceway.
Yes, thank you, Matt. And the Arena Essex Raceway will be opening its doors twice more for the final 2 times ever, probably. It's not going to be for a race event in particular, but more a cinema type of experience, I believe. There was around 300 tickets for people to go and sit on the infield, take their camping chairs and watch old clips of famous meetings at the track and some of the best crashes over the course of its long and illustrious history. I believe tickets are still on sale, but there may only be a few more left. So if you want to go and look on, I think it's the Remembering Arena Essex webpage or Arena Essex One Last Time on Facebook, there will be a link on there to go and get tickets. I believe the dates are Friday the 1st of June and Saturday the 2nd of June. So it is set to be a good night. I'm thoroughly looking forward to it. I've already got my ticket. And it's a good opportunity to go and see the old girl one last time. I know people have said it, you can't really do it. It's a bit like opening up a coffin and having one last look at a body, but you know, it's something I couldn't pass the opportunity on. So I don't know what you guys think, but I think it's great.
Well, I think
that is a pretty good description.
I mean, yeah, I'm loving your description, Jordan. I'm going to look at open up a copy to see the body. I suppose it will feel like that for a lot of people going back to see the place out the arm care and the catch fence. But at the same time, there's also, I don't know, I'm pretty sure that a lot of the people that will be there will be people at Firecracker, but it's a great chance for people that didn't get to go to Firecracker to actually go and say goodbye one last time. It raises money for charity. I think there'll be a bit of a sort of ghostish feeling to be in there, but it's nice that something good comes out of the one last time people are going to be able to be around that track.
So moving on to the next piece of news, James, we got some news carrying on with PRI. We've got some similar news going on with them as well.
Yeah, it's recently been announced that hot on the heels of Swaffham announcing that they are now members of the Over Racing Council, they've also acquired the rights to be using the PRI trademark. Now, in the first instance, what that means is certain PRI formulas that probably didn't know where they would have a home going forward, especially the PRI TD stock cars, will be able to race there. It'll be under the PRI banner. But going forward, I don't think anyone really knows exactly what it means, but it does raise some exciting possibilities. We know that the PRI World Final, also the ORC World Final, will be held over near Bristol this year. But going forward, does that mean that PRI will live on with a surrogate track? Does it mean there are more scope for Firecrackers, or is that just best just to let that brand, if you like, go out in its glory at Arena? Does it mean that any other things associated with PRI might come back? But the name will be living on, especially in the short term. What it means going forward, we don't know, but I think we can all agree that that's a good thing in itself, and we'll see what happens next. Jordan, me and you spent a lot of time towards the end of Arena's days watching together from the pit bend. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think it's good. I know you mentioned about the possibility of Firecrackers maybe carrying on. If I'm honest, I'd rather lap die with Arena Essex.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I do agree with you there.
But if Swaffham want to create a new home for the ORCI World Final, I know they don't have the strongest of driver bases, but I'd be all hands on deck for that. I think that's really good. And I'm just glad that the PRI name's continuing, because people seem to forget that the PRI name isn't just a name, it is people's job. It has been people's life, and it gives them a chance to carry it on.
It's sorry, just quickly, it's worth mentioning the ORC World Final has moved to Mendips for this year.
Yeah, it's over in Bristol, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
it's over there.
But, anyway.
What happens in the future, we don't know. But it's also worth probably mentioning as well that not to go into too much detail about anything that might be controversial or anything, but there were trademark challenges against PRI in the sense that there were other people associated across the years that had potentially started to use the name PRI. Now, I don't want to get into the pros and cons or who's right, who's wrong with that. Part of it might be that if you don't use a trademark, it lapses. If you don't make use of the fact you own a name, someone else eventually can challenge you for that name. So this might be sort of, we all know that the family, while Arena's gone, that don't want to end their association with Oval Motorsport. It might be a case that this is a way of keeping their trademark on ice, active, being used, as well as giving their pretty loyal domestic driver base a place to go with their formula, and then just basically carry the name on like that, leave all possibility and all future doors open.
Yeah, definitely. And just quickly, before we close the news, we've got some news. Well, it's not exactly banger related, but it could be in the future. Recently, Stock Cars Unleashed 2 became available to download and purchase on the Xbox One games console. It's worth supporting this for a potential Xbox One banger game in the future. For those who don't know, Bangers Unlimited 2 came out on mobiles about 2 years ago now. And Stuart Cowie, the guy behind Mad Cowie Productions, is planning a Bangers Unlimited 3 or another banger title game to come out on the Xbox, providing Stock Cars Unleashed 2 gets the right amount of sales and it gets enough reviews on the Xbox Store app. So please support the game. Not just for the sake of it, for a banger game, but it's a good game in general. It's a one-man band operation. If a banger game does come out of this, there won't be Wreckfest type damage. There won't be Xbox One style graphics. But for what you get by himself, it's brilliant. And Stock Cars Unleashed 2 is a brilliant game. So if you've got an Xbox One, go and buy it and possibly support a brand new banger game on Xbox. So that's worth mentioning as well. And as always, before I close the news, any other news we've got to mention before we carry on?
No, I was just going to add to what you were saying about Stuart with the Xbox stuff. I mean, the amount of hoops that he's had to jump through even to get this far on Xbox, like, I mean, it's an absolutely tremendous result for him to actually get a game picked for a worldwide audience. So, I mean, you know, I'm sure a lot of people like Formula 1 stock cars as much as like bangers. So, you know, support it if you can. I don't know Xbox myself, but if I did, I would. The thing is as well, I mean, if it does get to a banger game, it would be a very realistic banger game because he spent a lot of time getting like the physics and all just right for the Formula 1 game. So, I mean, if the physics are as good in Formula 1 as they are in the banger game, it should be excellent. And it doesn't cost that much either.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to move on swiftly to what would be the mouldy old quiz. But instead, we've got... It is time for what we're going to call a question of bangers. So a bit of a Mickey take on a question of sport. James, I must say this is a fantastic idea and I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how you're feeling about this, but I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
Yeah, this will be an absolute success or an absolute disaster. I mean, I've just got to ask, Matt, did you lose confidence in your humming of the theme tune there halfway through?
No, I felt a little bit, yeah. A little bit.
Yeah.
But
you just thought he was Phil Tufnell.
No, I did. Add some Revving engines on top of that theme tune. We'll have it sorted.
Ed, don't say that because that makes me Sue Barker.
Right, well, I'll be Bill Bowman then, and James can be David Coleman for our more senior people listening in. That's what it used to be.
So the way this is going to work, we don't really know how this is going to work out ourselves. We hope it's a bit of fun, and we hope it works out. I've sent the two team captains. I've sent Mr. Jordan Hollands a set of 15 terms, drivers, tracks, anything to do with banger racing, and I've done the same to Mr. Ed Fahey. They have to explain them in the style of if you played the game Articulate or sort of word charades. They have to explain it without using a word on the card or doing something stupid, doing a rhyme and trying to cheat. They get 90 seconds each to get through these 15. They're allowed to pass and move on to another one if they want to come back to it later. But they've got these 15 cards effectively to get through. When I ask to go away on the rolling lap, you at home will hear the rolling lap music. Then we'll hear the words green, green, green. At which point, the team captain, Jordan will go first and will be speaking to Matt. Ed will be going second and speaking to Rob. The guys guessing can shout out as many guesses as they want. The guys asking the questions can try and describe it as well as they want. If I hear the correct answer, or the captain hears the correct answer, we'll move on to the next one. They get the point. If the guy doing the describing says the word on the card or cheats in some way and tries to be a bit cheeky, they'll hear the words black cross, at which point we have to move on to the next question and they will score 0 for that clue. Now, I hope you understood that at home. I hope the guys playing the game understood that even more.
Yeah.
But at the end of the 90 But at the end of 90 seconds,
use hand signals either. Another way they're always gesturing when they're describing something.
yeah, if we're all on webcam, that would be much better. At the end of the 90 seconds, I will say red.
Again.
Oh, Naked Matt would put our ratings through the roof or through the floor.
No,
I don't know which one.
Through the floor, probably.
So at the end of 90 seconds, I will say red, and you must stop. Okay, so Jordan, you'll be describing to Matt first. So you've got your clues ready?
I have my clues ready.
You clear on the rules?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone is. All right, Matt, you'll be guessing at Jordan. Let's start the rolling lap, and we'll say green, green, green once we're ready to start.
Okay. And we're green, green, green.
Okay, it's a type of crash, but also a mode of transport.
God.
More clues, Jordan?
More clues.
Pass. It's a big unlimited banger meeting in Emmen.
Blue Oyster.
Correct.
Yeah. A lot of the youth use it for something cool. A lot of junior banger drivers in Mark 1 steering wheels.
Mans.
Correct.
A lot of banger drivers do it on Facebook. You pay a little bit of money towards it, but you get a cool car for less money if you're lucky enough to win.
Correct.
They have a rivalry with DWO.
Oh goodness, I should know this. Pass. Just pass.
They're based up north. Chubby races from
Team
Mark
Black.
Foster.
Just pass.
They used to race on Saturday night at Arena. With Euro rods, grass track formulas.
No, pass.
Otherwise known as a frog eye.
No, I'm thick. Carry on. Next one.
What do they wave if you're disqualified in a race?
I don't know. Pass. Just pass. Next one.
Current World Cup champion. Formerly the Cream Team.
Cream Team. Give me another hint.
Red.
Oh, God. I quite enjoyed that. I had a bit of a laugh going through that.
Yeah, you got 3.
I got 3. Okay, that's not bad. Let's hope we got more than the other 2.
There was 15 questions. There was 15 to get through.
Okay.
Okay. So, right, we're going to reset the rolling lap music, and we're going to go again. So you got 4 to beat, but we'll see how many you can get, and we'll go through the rest at the end. And I'll describe the rest of both of you at the end if we've got any more left. Okay, Matt takes on the rolling lap.
For the second time tonight, it's time for the rolling lap. And we're green, green, green.
Okay, well, one car follows another car all the way into the fence. It's known as
Cross, black cross, black cross.
Okay. He's usually the guy who waves the flags at the start and the end of a race.
Oh, black cross, black cross.
A bad hit is seen as being a something hit. It's also the nickname of a father and son who race bangers.
Another clue?
Father and son. If I give their surnames, they'll get a black cross. I think it'll do. We'll come back to that one. What's the just before a race starts? What do you have? You have a
Rolling lap.
Very good. Okay. It's a city. It's a banger team name. It's a city near Birmingham and the name of a Marvel franchise.
Another clue?
It's the current Marvel film. They're called Somethings.
Avengers. Country Avengers.
Very good. It's a stadium in Sheffield.
Black cross, black cross.
Okay, it's the current weapon of choice in national bangers.
Frog Eye?
No.
Like
Bit smaller.
Jag?
They're a bit mundane. Oh.
That's fine, that's clever.
They're a bit mundane. Oh. Go on, they're a bit mundane. Very good.
Mundane.
Red.
Ah, flip's sake. Run it.
That's 3-3, but I almost feel like I should be docking you a place for 3 black crosses.
To be fair,
That was brilliant.
Ed's got more black crosses.
So just for the people at home, when Ed said when a car in, I couldn't allow him to say that when the word was follow in. When the answer was Mr. The person who starts the race seemed a little bit weird.
Yeah.
The something shot would have been a lossy shot.
that's clever. Yeah.
Stadium in Sheffield. The card did say Allerton Stadium, so that's a little bit close. But that's 3 each. Now, we are a little bit ahead of time. I will let the guys, if you want to go to a second round.
Yeah,
okay, and just continue on. Yeah.
Okay. So, Matt, start the rolling lap. Jordan, you can go with any of the one.
Let me get my thing up again. Sorry. Right, gone.
Okay, so this is Heat 2 for the question. Mr. Josie, rolling lap, please. Jordan, you're asking the questions.
All right, rolling lap now. And we're green, green, green.
Used to disqualify someone in a race.
Black flag.
Correct.
Member of Team Black. His first name is a type of crash. Former banger world champion.
I mean, technically, that's his middle name.
Nickname.
Technicalities.
I don't know. Move
Pass.
on. Yeah, pass.
Old member of the Arena Essex team. They had a memorial trophy for him in National Bangers.
More trophy. Oh God. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Skeefy.
His first name's something you describe as a girl. Up north, they do it. I think Rockenbach for that.
Any more clues? Any more clues?
No, just move on.
They build them in the cars to stop the roof folding over the driver.
H-frame.
Yep.
Correct.
The world champion has it.
The world champion has it. The gold roof.
What do you get if you get?
Correct.
Member of the Bears. He's the son of Nigel.
Ashley Riley.
Cross.
No, he's not on the card. Fine, go on.
The other one.
Oh, not Ashley Riley.
Not Justin. Yeah, no, it is Ash. Sorry.
Ashley Riley.
It's Ash.
Yeah,
Army in
Red.
Oh God.
all that time. That means so including the one. I feel a bit bad because I did actually give one of your answers away there. Right, that you didn't get black crossed on, but if you get that far, then you would have won anyway. So, as we move on to Heat 2 for the question of bangers, we ready with the rolling lap? Rob, are you ready to answer?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ed, you ready to question?
Yes. Come on, Rob.
For this time, mate.
Rolling lap time.
Rolling lap.
And we are green.
Okay, the must-have accessory in any banger. You either get them on raffles or you buy them for like 50 or 60 quid. Nearly every single banger has one of these days, whether it's a micro or a... Very
Correct.
good. Basically, the king of arena Essex, banger racing's golden boy. He's won plenty of championships. Very good. Something that you don't really see very much with banger racing these days. Swaffham had it, Wimbledon had it, Sheffield had it. Very good.
Correct.
You get 4 of these. They tend to be raffled off an awful lot. They're well known. The black things that go around the wheels. Yeah, a particular brand. I think that brand.
Rainfall.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Correct.
Basically, the end of season meeting, the something of somethings.
Black Cross.
Okay. Okay. A well-known banger hit. You can also eat them, and they're expensive.
A well-known bang lap.
A well-known, basically a move in banger, a crash in bangers, and yes, a West Country-based driver. His nickname is someone you wouldn't really like to be.
Red flag.
Yeah.
That was just after the red flag, but you got it anyway. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your second go. You beat them by 1.
Oh.
Although compared to Jordan, you have picked up 4 black crosses, which means Ed, I'm going to have to load you.
I'll buy you a drink in the bar later, Mr. Stewart. That's lacing.
I'm not racing here again.
To go through some of the ones that we missed. The banger crash that is also a type of transport. Matt, can you get it now? Would you have got it?
I'm going to sound really thick. No.
Very.
Would you guys have got it?
Clever.
Yeah, that was quite clever. Choo choo.
I'm dreading the driver bait. Jack and Train.
Thomas.
Jack in
Hey. Sharp as a bowling ball tonight.
The other one on your list. Northern team feuding with DWO that Chubby races for. There'll be people at home screaming, Matt Josie, how did you not get this?
Goodness me. Oh. I know it now. Foster Lot, what are they called? It's gone out my head, sorry. I forgot the name.
Anyone else? Anyone from the
TGB?
TGB, that's it. Yeah. Gone out my head.
The next one that you didn't get, the Saturday night promotion at Arena that wasn't PRI. Anyone else want to shout out?
Rolling Thunder, that's it. Yeah, didn't think of that at the time.
Yeah. That one was actually quite hard to describe, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I'll be honest, they were actually all random. It's quite lucky that Rob got out of given that he goes to Star Treks. It's very unlucky that it got Black Cross.
Yeah.
So the next one, Matt, you're going to kick yourself for Frog Eyes.
What was the question again? What was the hint?
Oh, what's the model of the car that's a Frog Eye?
Modern car that's a Frog Eye? Don't know. My mind's gone blank.
That's what they call. They're a type of Granada.
Type of Granada. Oh.
Scorpio.
What's Scorpio? I think you passed on this one, though Jordan corrected it wrong. Yeah. Remember a Team Black?
You're gonna kick yourself, Matt. Jack Overy.
I am Jack Overy. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And Jack is a nickname. Carl is his real name. Carl Jack Overy.
Yeah.
Come on, Matt.
I know. I'm under pressure. I'm under pressure tonight. Well, mine went blank at times. You can forgive me.
I kind of wait the pressure.
The guy who has the memorial race, who had the memorial race at Firecracker, pretty much the founder of PRI. As Jordan said, what they might call a girl in the north.
Chick Woodruff.
Chick Woodruff. Okay, I wouldn't have got that, to be fair.
What? Tut.
So the two that Jordan didn't get to would have been a move that's only allowed in National Banger Championship races on the corners.
Oppo.
Turning round.
Oppo, correct. And the last one that ended up on your pile, which you might have got, I might say that Nathan Alden currently holds what title?
The Caged Open Unlimited title.
Correct. So, on your side, well, this will be a lot quicker on your side because you got most of them now, or been Black Cross for most of them now. You got Steve Bailey. How would you describe the last one, Ed?
I honestly, I would have probably said a sports, basically a high street chain that sells shoes. They're called something. This guy's surname with the word foot in front of it, or is that too Black Crossy?
No, I'd allowed you that. In-car race Northern driver.
Did he get the Mondeo one, or did that just get cut off at the end?
Sorry, which other one, sorry?
The Ford Mondeo. Did he get that one?
Oh, no, he didn't get Ford Mondeo in the end, I don't think. Oh, no, he did. He got it very, very late. He did. He did get that.
Yeah.
And so the last one, something high street chain that sells shoes.
Dale.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I don't think that was a huge. Well, it was funny. It had its moments. Thanks, guys. Ed, can you come to race control to have a word with the steward, please?
I must say, I love that. We got to do it again. I kept laughing throughout the whole thing. So we got to do that again.
Well done, James. That was a great idea. That was very
Thank
good.
you very
I
much.
enjoyed that.
Who knows? Maybe.
Well, I can hear my adoring fans cheering as we go around on the pace
I mean,
car
we
for a
might
while.
even get to be allowed.
That, Mr. Stewart.
Could you imagine?
Take that.
Could you imagine a question of bangers on infield at the Banger World Final at Ipswich? It's like a half-time show thing, halfway through the meeting.
Yeah.
Better
We
than
should
making
kick off
that
in a
anyway.
meeting like that.
Keep your clothes on, Josie. Fuck's sake.
Oh, right.
So, that brings the end to the first ever question of bangers. I actually had fun doing that, putting that together. I hope you guys had fun playing it, and I hope you guys listening at home were absolutely screaming at your mobiles or your laptops or your TVs or wherever you're listening when Matt Josie forgot the name of 617 Jack Overy.
Yep. That'll haunt me forever. Anyway, moving on to the message board. Ed, have the hashtag Cage Nation been alive this evening?
Not necessarily, but for a change, I think we were the source of controversy earlier this week when we posted up a some people saw it as controversial Junior Bangers picture, which has led to a driver getting a ban. Any thoughts here, gents?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go into specifics because A, I wasn't there, B, I've only seen a photo, and C, it's a promotion that's got nothing to do with me, really. But what I will say is that Junior Bangers as a whole, I think, needs to take a little bit of a step back and remember why it's there. 11 to 15-year-olds are there to try and get themselves ready for national bangers or rookie bangers or whatever level they want to step up to. It's not there as a way to get your photo on Facebook for a following or a big shot. I've been at meetings where I've had rookie drivers get serious leg breaks and miss lots of school because they've taken a following. I've seen drivers and their parents get massively agitated about the smallest rule violations or what they deem to be rule violations, or thousands being spent on junior bangers just to win the championship. We spoke the other week about what's going on with the championships and promotions battling against each other here. I think junior bangers are starting to get away from what it's meant to be. And without going into specifics, I just think it needs to cool off a little bit and remember why it's there. It's there for kids who have been watching on the terraces, watching their parents race, had their parents take them down to watch bangers in the first place. Let them acclimatise themselves to the sport, race competitively but fairly in a safe and fair way, so they can make the step up when they hit 15 to go into another class of bangers. So when they hit 16 to go into another class of bangers. And that's basically my thoughts on the matter without going into any specifics.
Anything else, Ed, that you want to bring up, possibly for the message board?
No, not really. No, just on Cage Nation, this is your chance to bring up the important stuff for us to talk about. No, nothing really. I don't know. I think some people... Go on.
I was going to say, your girlfriend, James, has said a fun new game regarding the tonight's A Question of Bangers. So I think that's been a resounding success.
Yeah,
and
she'd have probably got Jack over right, Matt.
Put me to shame. And Connor says, is anyone coming to Cowden Beef for the BBA World Cup? I'm not, but I don't know if anyone else is planning on going.
It's a bit too far for me, to be honest. I'd love to.
Rob, you're our northern correspondent, mate. Get yourself up.
But he's not Scottish.
I've got a wedding this Saturday.
And he's not Scottish either, so he's a northerner. There's no.
But at least you guys don't need to get your feet wet if you want to go over. If you want to go there.
Oh, I love that. And I think that's about it, really, for the message board. Not much going on. So come on, Cage Nation. Next podcast, plenty of you commenting and giving us and asking us questions. So, of course, we're going to bring you the fixtures for the upcoming 2 weeks to finish off tonight's podcast. Kicking things off this Saturday, the 13th of April, with, of course, we just mentioned it, the Unlimited BBA World Cup at Cowden Beef. On Sunday, the 14th, we've got Unlimited Bangers at Barford. The same day at Stanlake, we've got an interesting fixture. The first running of small vans and pickup national bangers. Plus, we've got street bangers in 1800cc format on the same day. Moving on to the busy following Easter weekend on Good Friday the 19th, Mildenhall has the annual Good Friday 600cc team event. Saturday the 20th of April, we have Scunthorpe for the Unlimited Sean Lane Memorial. Tullyrone, I'm sure Ed might be there, I don't know if he's going. The Micros Spring Classic. Sunday,
I'll be there.
You'll be there. Sunday the 21st, St Day, plays host to the Unlimited Mike May 107 Memorial Meeting, which has got a healthy looking list at the moment for that. Aldershot has yet another back to basic fixture. We love those, with a Caravan Destruction Derby to end proceedings. And finishing things off of Easter Monday the 22nd, Mendips hosts Van Bangers. Northampton Unlimited BWS round number 3. Kingsland's got a bit of a fun day. 4x4 national bangers plus micro national bangers and Siamese bangers. So triple header of banger classes up at Kings Lynn. And that's all I've got for the fixtures. I don't know if anyone else wants to mention any of the other fixtures that are coming up over the next 2 weeks.
Sorry, Matt. No other fixtures, but on the Spreaker message board, Adam Brown has messaged in to say that the Brentwood RC Raceway had their RC Banger meeting, and Adam said he won a few prizes, and also the whole campaign has raised over £3,000 already for autism awareness. So he's working on a RC Banger DVD to be selling that would also go towards that. So just a quick shout out, Adam. We know you're a big fan of bangers in general, and you're doing something good there. So I'd like you to, I think we'd all like to say well done and carry on. And you've done so well so far.
Yeah, definitely. So well done to Adam on that one. And that's about it for tonight's podcast. And we've just made it to just under an hour, so not too bad, I suppose, tonight. So it's time to say goodnight to all my colleagues. So first of all, good night to Jordan Hollands.
Good night, Matt. Good night, everyone else. Good night to all the other panellists and anyone else.
Good night to our Ginger Ninja. It's James Keane.
Good night, Matt. Good night, everyone else. And I'm really sorry to Jack Overy.
Yeah, sorry, Jack.
Good night to Ed Fahey.
Good night, everyone. Sleep well.
And good night to our new Northern Monkey. It's Rob Woolhouse.
Good night, all. Take care. See you next time.
And that concludes tonight's podcast. Join us in possibly 2 or 3 weeks' time for podcast number 35, shall I say. So until then, see you next time.